Hello, hello.
Hey,
What's up?
not much.
Busy, busy?
Yeah, just trying to like knock some stuff out. I was gonna drive back from LA today, but I decided to do it last night because the line going from California to Vegas on a Friday is just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and I did not want to be in that.
Totally understand that.
But yeah, I know. So just getting some work done. I'm excited to do this, get on the same page so that we can get it going. I'm excited.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, this is I had a hard stop at 4:30, but since I'm late, I'm gonna push that until we're done. But I don't think this will take too long. I just want to go page by page with you and just kind of give you an idea.
Okay.
So if you want to take notes on the side on the pages, I'm also gonna record this Zoom just so we have like a talk track from the beginning.
Love it. Okay, perfect. And I've got my pen and pad, so I've got that way I have notes for myself, but perfect. If you're recording it, great.
Awesome, awesome. So just to get started, cover page, good to go. Home page. So page one, home page. This is easy. We can take care of this. Main thing I want to say is that you need to get a folder on the drive with all of the different graphics and everything that you want so that we have it. And they need to be high definition. If they're not, they might not look good on the end product.
Well, like on the last page, I've got the links to the pictures.
Well, we'll get to that when we scroll through, but I just wanted to say we need the high definition and just have the files in Google Drive individually so that we can get to them and modify them as need be versus having to hunt anything down.
Okay.
And this part of the fold, this is on the home page too, right?
Yeah, yeah. So you're just like scrolling through.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
just want basically that bar at the top where you've got services, video, spotlight, contact us. Instead of having to scroll back up to the top, I just want like a bar where they can like click it as they go is essentially why I still have that there.
Yep, sticky header. We can take care of that.
Yeah, sticky heading around.
All right, on this, we'll need this image, definitely high definition, because we're going to have to figure out a way to use the whole thing to make it do what it does, which essentially what we'll be able to do is just blow this image up. So as they scroll down, the image will go like this, and you'll see the horses jumping off of the thing. As far as
Okay.
these individual slanty items, I mean, as long as they're on there straight, otherwise we'll have to make them as like an actual graphic image on it versus like text on the page. If you want these to be like this, we'd have to like design it into the image itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine if you want to make it straight. I just kind of slanted it to go like follow the horses movement, but I'm flexible on that.
All right, cool. Next page. I saw your revision request. We can take care of that. Not a big deal. So that the rocket's facing the other way.
Okay.
As far as the
And
rocket,
I don't know why, but like I don't know why, but the image is actually supposed to be in front of the white cross. I think when I went to go put in the comment, it changed it, but it's supposed to that rocket ship is that white cross is in the background behind the image. I don't know how it got to the front.
you want the white cross in there at all? I would remove it and just have the whole background.
Okay, yeah, we can just get rid of the cross.
Yeah. And then this would be the bottom of the homepage, which is fine. This would be
Yeah.
no problem. So on the services page, pick your program. This would be the very top of the page. This is good to go. And then we can make this on the next part of the page. Underneath that section, this is fine. So then you want these to be buttons that link to the different purchasing options, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So well, actually, so I want when they click feel the power, let's progress, get started. It doesn't matter any button. It just goes to the account, create an account page. It's not necessary. It doesn't necessarily take them to a payment page.
I think that people see this and they haven't worked with you before. This is definitely like an option for payment selection. Like I want to pick this product or that product. So where do you want these buttons to go?
I mean, like we can go straight. We can go. Well, the problem is like I really want an intro meeting. Um, before someone buys the program, because I want to be on this. I want the client, just kind of like what you do. I want to make sure that both the client and I are on the same page, or whoever their coach is on the same page before they make the purchase.
Okay, well, what I would do then is just have all these buttons linked to schedule your one-on-one. Make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just to keep it, if that's what you want, versus having them go directly to a purchase in the membership area. And then as far as the rocket ships moving, that's like one of those animations that you might want to do after the fact. Like having this on the page static is definitely where we would be to get the site launched. And then if you wanted to figure out how you want to do the animation thing thereafter.
But it's with the scrolling option, you can't just have the rockets go move up, kind of like with the horses moving.
So the way that it works with the horses is that they're going to be a part of a background image that's going to scroll as we scroll. That's what's going to create the animation effect. But with this, you're talking about individual components corresponding with individual pieces of text, and then also buttons on the page. It's not like a simple animation if you have so many moving pieces.
Okay.
I mean, we could just make this entire thing one static image, and then as they scroll, we can make the whole thing one just big background image, and as they scroll, it can go up and have that same effect, and underneath you can have a button that triggers someone to pick a program. But like having all that stuff correspond with that's like functional, like text on the page and then buttons on the page and the rocket ships moving, that's going to lean into custom development, because there's no way to actually have the rocket ships correspond with the other things and have an animation without it requiring custom JavaScript for each individual ship and its location on the page. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay, because I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. Like I'm just talking about the rocket ships being at the bottom, and as you scroll, like you don't click anything. As you scroll, the rocket ship just moves up
Well, then we can make
across the line. Are we on the same page?
No, we're not. So there's two ways that this can work. One is we make the whole thing one static, just one JPEG image, and as people scroll, they see it, and then we can add a button at the bottom that people can click. But the other option is what you're looking for is to make each ship animate on its own and then correspond with all the text and have all these buttons be hot buttons that can be clicked. I got with my web developer, and she said it would take her about 10 hours just to do this one page. So 10 hours times $150 an hour for development, you're looking at $1,500 just to make the rocket ships fly around. I could do it for $750 at half off, but you're still spending extra just to make this one little feature work out of the gate.
Okay.
On the empowerment sessions, I'm thinking this is going to happen right underneath this section, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fine. We can do that.
I just like with this page, like obviously I just want it to look more sophisticated. This is me like working with Word, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Trust me, it's going to look a lot better on the website. This is not bad, though. You didn't do a bad job, but what we're going to do is definitely going to bring this to life.
okay.
And then on the same services page, we're still scrolling down on the services page, and then this is going to be the next spot where people can subscribe for free.
Yeah.
All right, well, essentially what they'll be doing is becoming a member when they subscribe for free, and you're just going to have a free membership level on the membership program, which is pretty straightforward.
Is there any way, because I can link this website to my YouTube page. Is there any way where when they hit subscribe for free, that when they make an account or that free account, that we can also have them subscribe to the YouTube page? Like, can you interlink YouTube with the website?
I mean, you can instruct people to subscribe in some way or fashion, but if they sign up for your membership, it's not going to automatically sign them into Google and then automatically follow your YouTube. So no.
Okay, because I saw that there was a YouTube plugin to where you could, like, it was possible, but it's not.
Yeah, but you still have to have a subscribe button on your website, and you still have to tell people to hit it. It's not going to automatically subscribe people to YouTube. That's against Google's terms of service.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Okay. Well, yeah, then, I mean, we can work in a YouTube plugin. I'm going to make a note at that at 11 minutes. That in itself is extra development because that wasn't included in the initial work order request. I like the ideas, don't get me wrong, but we got to make sure that what you have here, and if you want to add things, that we have to make a
I
note of.
know, but yeah, I mean, I thought I had a note of it, like literally in the email, but it's fine. I mean, it's a YouTube, I know there's a YouTube plugin. Like, I don't think it's that difficult. I'm not the web developer.
You want to link to your YouTube channel. Let's refrain from saying things like it's not that difficult. I'll tell you exactly what it's going to take to get it done, but having like an insinuation that what we're doing is like easy or simple or just like one little more thing, it all boils down to billable hours. And if it takes us an additional 30 minutes, it is something that costs either my team or you to pay for it. You know what I mean? So that's why I wanted to be clear about this.
Okay.
You said you wanted to integrate it into your YouTube channel. We can definitely do that. But what you're asking for is to us to add an additional plugin and configure it into your membership portal. That's not like a one click, it's already done thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, having a button on the website that says like subscribe to us on YouTube or whatever, and like give them like instruction at one point in stage, we can definitely do that.
But is there any way to have a button that they can click to actually subscribe to the YouTube channel? Or it would be just literally just instructions?
If you have, I mean, how many times have you seen a subscribe to my YouTube channel button and never did anything with it on another website? It's like every website I visit, they want me to go to their YouTube channel, but 99% of the time I don't. So if you want people to engage with their YouTube channel, you have to make it a point to tell them that, because it's like the user experience on a website. That's what is really going to push them to do so. You know what I mean? I don't want you to have the expectation that adding that button to the site is going to make everyone subscribe if you don't tell them to do it. And typically you have to incentivize someone like subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch our most recent XYZ. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like think of every YouTube video that you've ever watched. Like they always are actively like, go here, tap this, do this, and make sure you get this. You know what I mean? Like if you just put a button there, no one's going to interact with it from experience.
Okay, so I guess what I care most about is people being able to, when you link the YouTube channel to the website, that people after watching the video can share it. Is that something that you had included in the quote?
Click the YouTube video to share it.
No, go back to the page you were just on.
This one?
Yeah, the one that you were just on.
This one.
Scroll down. The one with the video in my hands, yeah. So like where it says after watching a video, I want the viewer to be able to share via text or social media. Like, you know how there's usually that arrow that like comes out of a box indicating to share? Like, I want, like, after they watch the video through the website, I want them to be able to, that share icon to come up where they can share.
That would be a part of the actual YouTube video itself. Like those, when the video ends and you have like those options to do things like see the next video or and share this video or whatever. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
That would be called a video card on YouTube. You would do that on your end on YouTube. And then however the video ends on YouTube, the video will show the card to give them the next action. And those do look really professional. If you can get your video editor to do that, I highly recommend it.
Okay.
It's easy. I think you could probably do it, but just in case you have someone to help you.
Okay.
All right, we're on page 12. So what page is this? Because it's not the services page. This is the videos page?
Yeah, this is the videos page.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So
Mike, before we keep going, go back up to the subscribe for free. Just instead of doing subscribe for free, just do like join. I just rather do like a join now and then have that button make an account instead of adding like an additional element after talking with you. Let's just simplify it and we'll just make it like join now, and it'll just create an account, like a membership account.
That works. And as far as this countdown goes, I think it probably would be best for you to say like next session's coming up soon, like have some sense of urgency. Otherwise, you're going to have to keep on going in here and changing the dates and changing the text and changing the code. for every new session.
Oh, okay, in order for it to actually do the countdown.
Yeah, my cousin does something like this, and she has a full-time web designer that goes in there and makes those tweaks for her. But like that's something maybe you would want to do later on versus having to have someone on constantly changing stuff for you. It's a constant cost.
Okay.
Yeah, if you figure out how to make this page static, then you wouldn't have to do any more development on it.
Okay.
For the video page, we can definitely do this. I mean, it's just the buttons that flip through the different videos, and we'll have the videos embedded. So that's pretty straightforward.
Is it going to be easy for me to go in and add videos, or?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I want to make this as easy for you to do on the back end as possible because, I mean, like I don't want you to come back and be like, I need these things done. And then I'm going to be like, well, this is how much it's going to cost. I'd rather give this to you in a way that you can do as much as possible without having to pay anyone else. And if it gets to the point to where you just don't have time, then you can use this as like your virtual assistant to go in and change things for you.
Okay.
So the video pages are all fine. What page is this specifically right here? Is this still part of the video pages?
So the only difference is they need to be able to actually create a login in order to be able to see it. So instead of having the membership login or subscribe for free, I would do membership login or like, kind of like already a member button or create account or, join now.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly what the membership is for. So this is like this is the first example in this deck that explains why the membership component of your website is going to be very important. It's because we can lock content, and when the content's locked, we can push people to subscribe, which is definitely beneficial.
Okay.
And then we have the footer again, contact and fact, and this is basically just going to be the main footer.
Yeah, it's going to be the main footer on each page. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then we got the spotlights page. This is cool. I like this right here. Looks cool. And then this will be underneath the header section here. This will be the next section, correct?
Yeah, this will be the next section. Now scroll down. Well, yeah, so I want it to all be one page. I just kept the same background so that you could see that I just want, when they scroll, I want the content to move, but I want the background to stay the same.
Absolutely, we can take care of that. It would be a sticky background with a moving front layer. We can do that.
Yeah, now this is just kind of like an example of what I want, like the main page to look like. I want it to showcase like basically like the latest person. Scroll down though. So these like stars, I just chose like a random animated star. I'm really obviously hoping you guys can find something that looks more sophisticated, but I would like it where there's like a photo icon in each star, where when they click the icon, the image where you see my picture currently just changes. So instead of going to a new page, as they click the star, the content just switches.
So you'd want like a bunch of faces here, and when they click the face, the bio up top changes?
Yes, yes.
That's definitely something we can do. As far as the star being animated, we can find like a different image or a different type of thing from behind it. And then if you want to work with your animation guy to animate the backgrounds of that, I think that just making this menu thing in itself is going to be an interesting development. But we can do that for sure. And we just need the thumbnails.
Well, and I don't need the star to move.
Oh, okay, perfect. That makes it better.
Yeah, I don't need the star to move. I just want them to be able to click it, and for the bio that you see that's currently mine, I just want that bio to change when they click the star.
So there will be 8 faces here, and when someone clicks a different face, this bio will change.
Yes. Now let me ask you though, because I'm gonna have to. This is something that I'm gonna have to update myself. Is it, if you guys were to implement this, is it gonna be really hard for me to update it? Like add new faces and new stars?
That's a good question. I'd want to ask the web designer because we can set it up to be as easy as possible, but since it's a menu where the faces are going to have to be the menu buttons, there's going to be some code involved because I don't know how easy it will be for us to swap out the buttons for faces, but it might be easy. It just depends on how we can build it. Let me ask her that though, because I want to be like straightforward on that answer. I don't know if it's going to be easy or not right now.
Okay.
Just because.
And then this is just another button for them to create an account.
Perfect. Sorry, let me interrupt you. I think we can do this. We might have to end up giving you like a short instruction video on how to do it if it becomes like more than a couple steps, but I'll try to see if we can make this as easy for you as possible. I'm thinking about it right
Okay.
now in my head as to how we could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, and then this is the bottom of the spotlights page.
Oh no, this is the contact us page.
Okay, gotcha. That's straightforward. Create account page. Okay, so when they go sign up for their membership, this is the information you want them to
So
fill
this is
out.
linked to all those. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And I want the opt in to text. I just want it to automatically be then to automatically opt in.
Opt in automatically to the free version. And then the next section is where they can choose their different membership that they want.
Yeah, so like they don't have to click one of the clouds. Basically, they need to at least have the empowerment session checked, and then they will select a program. If they don't select a program and they just select empowerment sessions free, create my account, then I want if you scroll down, you've got the dashboard and then you've got the journey page. I would want the journey page to reflect the starter program, because if they don't click a program, I just want your journey page to automatically look like the starter program.
Well, to kind of circle back
Does
to your
that make
comment,
sense?
to circle back to your comment, or it does, but I'm concerned about this section is to make people want to sign up and be easy and make sure that they don't feel like they're paying for something they don't understand. I would make this process, they fill this out, and then they just go directly to this page where then you can then have the one-on-one session with them and sell them on one of these packages. Otherwise, people aren't going to know what to do on this page.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay, so we can get rid of that, and we can just, after they fill out the information I'm looking for, they can just create their account based off that, and it'll take them to the dashboard.
Yeah. And then as far as the intro meeting goes, getting them to schedule that with you through Calendly, which again is the booking software that's free. So that way you don't have to pay for the CRM component of booking. You could link this to your Gmail, or anytime if you have like multiple coaches, they can just make a Calendly with the email that you make them, and then they'll have a calendar that they can book with. I
Okay.
would just use one calendar to start to keep it easy and make sure
No,
that you
that's all I need to start. Yeah, that's all I'll need.
okay. And then
So I just do I need to download that program and make an account and then give it to you guys to link it to the website?
correct.
Okay. So like where it says like current step, I mean, since the whole thing is I need them to schedule an intro meeting, maybe instead of having those price options, can we just have them schedule their intro meeting before coming to the dashboard? And then when it says current step intro meeting, it'll say next meeting, it'll actually say the date that they selected.
My recommendation is to get them to complete the membership portal access, and on the dashboard have that be like a link to schedule an intro meeting from the dashboard. Because imagine they sign up, then they get vaulted to a calendar, and then they book, and then they're just there. They never even access the dashboard, and you want them to access the dashboard for sure so they can see what's going on.
Okay, so where it says current step, where it says intro meeting, maybe we can have it say schedule intro meeting and be a button.
Yeah, I would just make this whole page about congratulations. We can't wait to meet you and learn about your dreams. Schedule this meeting now, and you're going to get a personal coach that's going to walk you through your future career choices and help you pick the program that's right for you. And like just outline why they should book the meeting, and then you should be good to go.
Okay.
It's all about creating the path of
I
least
mean, like,
resistance, you know
so
what I mean?
are you scrapping the whole dashboard is what you're saying? I mean, I don't want to scrap the dashboard. I liked it.
I'm not saying I'm scrapping it. I'm saying like you have a lot of going on here. And if you want somebody to book a meeting with you, you have to make it extremely clear what they're supposed to be doing. The image thing and the quote stuff,
Got you.
these are things that we can add on. I'm going to look into see what the custom code for that's going to be, but it shouldn't be an issue. This is what I'm talking about here.
Okay,
Like,
because I literally
sorry, what?
yeah, I mean, we can combine that. We can the current step and the next meeting, we can combine it, kind of make it bigger and in your face. but like the quote of the day, like I literally saved like over 600, I think it was like 500 and something images, so that like the images could just rotate, like be in a queue and rotate. Is that possible or no? Again, I don't know how the development stuff works. I just literally thought it like kind of created functionality in the back of my head, and I was like, maybe if I have like 500 something pictures, maybe they can be queued up and rotate once every like 24 hours or.
I'm thinking more or less about how that might impact the speed of your site versus having like a smaller selection rotate. Like uploading all 600 at the same time is like 2 years worth of images. It's like,
I know. I was just trying to get something together, but okay. I
no,
get what you're saying.
I don't want you to think I don't want to do that. While you're asking me these questions, I'm like running through the question in my head to come up with like the easiest solution for you. So what we could do
Okay.
is have like an image gallery and like time it so that the image gallery itself has, dozens of images in it that rotate and the timer is set to 24 hours. But an image gallery that has 100 images sitting inside the gallery that are rotating that slow could slow down your site a little bit.
And we don't want that. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about it this way, like an image weighs a certain amount of weight, right? Like a piece of paper, let's call a piece of paper an image. If you have 20 images on a site, it's like that's a pretty thick piece of paper, but you have 600 images. Even if it's showing one image, the way that the website is served to somebody on their phone or computer is it's serving all 600 images. It's just you're only going to see the one based off of the timer. So that's why it would be like a lot of memory. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm a nerd. I'm sorry. This is just, I'm trying to figure out a way to speak about it in layman's, but I also just know what I've done before because I've done something similar to this where I had like the background rotate every day, like Bing.com does, and it just like slowed my website down so much.
Okay. That's good to know.
I mean, and I did everything. I did server compression. I minimized the images, everything. It was still an issue. So on this section, one thing I was going to run by you on this is, have you thought about how this is supposed to look on your mobile phone?
No. Well, I mean, that's not true. I have thought about it, but I don't know what like comprises like what's involved with like going from a website, but I feel like most people are going to be doing this on their phone.
I mean, I know that the idea of creating this like path with the ship is like creative, but I'm wondering if just having a straight path up and down the left side with the different stages and then having more information about what each stage is, not only would look way better on mobile, but it would be less like it would be easier to consume the information. 'Cause, people read top to bottom, left to right. Then you're doing bottom to top, left to right, then right to left, and left to right. It feels more like a video game than like a business service thing. You know what I mean? And that's
Well,
what.
that's what I had in my, that's what I had in my mind because, people like, what I feel, I don't know, I just relate like, um, steps in a program and like I want people to have that like sense of accomplishment. So I kind of set it up like a video game, but I get what you're saying and I do significantly care about what it looks like on a mobile phone. So I get what you're saying. So you're saying on the mobile phone, it's going to have to start top to bottom.
No, I would say
So
do bottom to top, and we could give it the symbol of like, so when you get to step one, rocket ship's here, but they see the trajectory of the rocket and the different bullet points as they move up. Because it's like climbing the tiers. Like everybody wants to be number one. So like starting at the bottom, and now we're here, kind of like the Drake song. So have like the career
yeah.
strategy training, then boom, career assessment, then boom, resume revamp, and boom. I think that might be a better way of expressing the growth in a linear way. I think this is more fun. I think it's more creative, but it also comes with a lot of custom development. I've tried every way that I could to work with my developer to figure out a way to make this easy, and it's just not.
Okay.
Especially when we
Okay.
think
Okay.
about
I'm
mobile,
fine.
like this would look terrible on mobile just because like how could we express this movement mobile vertical with a phone in your hand? It's just there's not enough space on the phone. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, I mean, the biggest thing I care about is the locking, like you see that it's grayed out, right? So like if it's linear, if you want to do the linear thing, that's fine. I want them to still be able to see all 8 steps, but this is a starter program. So I want them to see, it's actually 4. So you see where it says intro meeting and you have the I?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually step 1. Like they need to do the intro meeting first. And you see how on the right hand side I took it from the logo. I mean, I was just trying to like get creative here, but the intro meetings first. The second is the career strategy training, and then career assessment. But yeah, I'm totally fine with doing the linear. It makes sense. Like I said, I feel like most people are going to be on their phone. The only people who have laptops these days are business owners and, you know, people who do what you do. Like, I just feel like everyone else just pretty much does everything from their phone.
Right. And also I'm thinking from this to make it substantially easy to track is have a membership level that's free for each of these steps. So when someone gets to the next step, you can enroll them in the next membership level so that we can change how they see where they're at as well. And then that's how you can correspond and see who's working their way up the different levels of membership. And all those different stages can be free, but at least that way you have a way of like putting everybody in a specific bucket. Like how many people are at the employer intel level? And you'll be able to say, well, how many people have made it to that role? You know what I mean?
Well, okay. You lost me. Like there's no like when you said free, like the career strategy training's not free, the career assessment's not free, the resume, like what do you mean? Like
Oh, if it's not
you
free and
lost it.
if they're paying for each one of these steps, then you would still want to make a membership level, so they have to pay to opt into that next level. But that's also how the membership portal works, is the way that you can charge someone is based off of what tier of membership that they're at.
Right. So I've got 3 tiers. I've got the starter program, which is this right here, where you get these 3 steps or these 4 steps. The intro, well, the intro is free no matter what. So the intro is free no matter what. But with the starter program, you have the career strategy training, the career assessment, and the resume revamp. You have those three steps. The intro meetings, you know, free no matter what. It's based essentially the free consultation.
Can you make a note to yourself to pull up a Google Doc and detail this specific part of this out as to what sections are related to what fee and what is included in each step? Because it looks to me, from my perspective, you have step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, but then you just said step 1's free, steps 2 through 4 are paid, and then that's what's missing really from this information. That if you could help map that out better, that'd make
Okay.
the development of it a lot easier too.
Okay.
Let's keep it moving. This page is totally fine.
Okay.
And then your journey, same thing that we just discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is this intro meeting. This is again tied into the calendar that we're booking. It's going to look literally exactly like this, which is great.
Oh, it is going to look exactly like that? Because I know you said it would probably look different.
Well, the rectangle versus the circle is what I was thinking of. Like the see how you have it rounded off here?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So that'll be changed. But yeah, I mean, there's a paid version that allows us to add your logo into the form. But as long as we have the logo on the site and just have the booking widget, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Intro meeting completed. Boom, boom, boom. And then this is after the intro meeting where they said, okay, I want to start a specific program. And then this is where they can buy into the next levels of membership, which is great.
Yeah.
Career strategy training. So this would require a second Calendly calendar if you want people to pick or this is a group. Is this a group training?
Yeah, this is a group training that I would link to Zoom. I mean, like that's what I'm going to be using to do the actual training for the group session.
You would need a second Calendly calendar for this, which is not a big deal. It should still be free, so no big deal there.
Is there a way to, when I get a second Calendly calendar, is there a way that I can still link the 2 Calendly accounts together so it doesn't overlap? Oh, I guess I wouldn't need that because these are set times. I'm sorry, these are set times.
I don't know, like if you have to make 2 different calendars, you might have to pay it, but it's like $10 a month, so it's worth it.
Yeah, I don't care.
$8 a month. So Yeah, we'll figure it out. If you need to do that, then we'll do it. But if not,
Okay.
yeah. Career assessment. This is where I'm concerned
So
about.
I was hoping that, so what you see where it says, yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, on if you scroll up on, I was just talking about that page, the previous page. So the link to career strategy training, I was hoping to make that like tie that to a Zoom link, or do you think I should just get rid of that and email them the link?
What is the connection between this calendar and this button?
And that calendar lets me know what to send them the Zoom meeting link. Like it lets me know who signed up for that specific session to send them the Zoom calendar invite, or to create to know how many people are going to be on which Zoom session, and then that link to the calendar, the strategy training. I was hoping to make it an actual Zoom meeting link for whichever day they pick.
What you could do is just make this page all about the calendar booking, and then the calendar you can have make it a Zoom link. So when they book, they automatically have the link to go to when the time comes up, and then
Okay.
from there, you know, how they proceed down the course, you'd have to like give them instruction on the training as to what they should do next.
Okay. Now, like you'll notice, like, sorry, go back again. So on each stage, there's like a completed button, and that's what like I want this to be I want the completed button to be a trigger. So like I don't want them to be able to hit training completed unless like they actually have done their training. And what I'd like the trigger to be is I'd like to upload their training session to where they can click and see it on that bubble. Like they could, when they click that bubble right there, I want them to be able to download it. Is that possible?
You'd have to go in yourself and manually upload every video for them to download as they are created, unless you have a full-time web designer that's going to go in there and do that for you.
No, I don't. Is it a lot of work to go in and upload a video like that?
You'd be better off uploading it to YouTube unlisted so that anybody with a link can see it, but anybody who doesn't have the link can't. And then you can go in there and edit it for each person. But
Okay.
the other solution to that is to have a webinar software that you can do that a lot easier, but that's just another development that I think you could probably skip for now.
Okay.
Like for instance, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Webinar Jam. What you're talking about is a little bit more geared like this, where you're doing like different types of interaction with videos and different if and then that happens based off of how much a video is watched, stuff of that nature. But it's like a whole nother system. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The membership will allow us to lock specific content and unlock it based off of their membership level. So maybe think of it in that context. It's like, what do you want people to have access to at what levels? And then also, if you want individual people to have access to custom stuff, you have to understand that you're going to have to go in and customize each person's individual thing. You know what I mean? That's not like something that can happen automatically. Zoom doesn't record to like a cloud. It records to your hard drive or to Zoom's account. And Zoom won't automatically push a recording to like a custom button on your website. That's some next level stuff.
So like, let me ask you this then. I know what you're talking about is, but like whoever has the link can see the video. I mean, it should be pretty easy for me. Like for like, let's say there were five people on Tuesday, February 23rd that were at the 8 a.m. session. Is it going to be really easy if I upload it to YouTube at private and then take that link and put it into each of their portals, just that same link into all 8 people's portals? Is that like a potential solution?
Yeah. Yeah. It's manual work. Yeah. I'm just saying in general, think about it this way at scale. If you want to do something like that, you have to upload the video to YouTube and label the video. So that's going to take you, 4 or 5 minutes if you're moving quickly. Then the video is going to upload, so you can go and make a cup of coffee while it's uploading, which could take 30 minutes. Then you got to get the link, make it restricted, then go into one person's profile and update the link on the back end of their dashboard. So that's going to take you about 10, 15 minutes. So you're looking at, if you're Superwoman, 20 minutes per person to do that one little task. So ask yourself, if you have 20 students times 20 minutes, do you want to allocate almost, what is that? Almost 4 to 5 hours per week for one student group for one strategy session, just so they have a link in their profile that they can click and easily access the YouTube? Or is there an easier way to do that? You know what I mean?
Okay, so we're basically just going to be getting rid of that, is what I hear for right now.
It depends. I mean,
But if I had a CRM system, it would be significantly easier, correct?
to an extent, but if you're recording on Zoom, you'll still have to figure out a way to get that actual video file to each individual person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's something that I don't even think HubSpot can do. So it's something you'd have to figure out I would take a step back on that and figure out, hey, this is good. You want people to have access to their empowerment session. I mean, it might make sense, honestly, to just post every empowerment session publicly in your private premium Facebook group. So everyone who's a member, even if they don't go to a session, they can still see and like tap in and watch another session if they want, which most people won't, to be honest. Just from managing Facebook groups, you know what I mean? If you get somebody into their own session, they'll probably want to go back and watch their own video. But if you just post all of them into one place, that makes it easier for people to go and access theirs. And then also if they want to see other stuff, it's going to be easier for you.
Okay.
So this is the one thing I'm concerned about on the membership side, is how much custom information we can put into each profile. So I don't know if the membership software is going to allow us to like build out a full resume worth of information on each profile. So with this, what I'm thinking of for you on this is we just create a Google form on the Google Drive, and you have people fill it out. And then that way you can just have a response go out to them with what they filled out automatically from the form. And then you can have a spreadsheet on Google Drive that just dumps all of the responses from the form in one place for you to go in and see.
That makes sense to me. I'm fine with that.
I personally love Google Forms. They're the only thing that integrates with everything. So like, let's say you roll out a CRM later and you have a Google form already working, hooking up the Google form to the CRM would be easy. So I would start out with a Google form for sure.
Okay, cool.
Just so that you, yeah, no, for sure. If you think about gathering information from people, even if it's like survey feedback, I love using the Google Forms for that. It's just so efficient and easy.
Yeah.
And the resume revamp, another Calendly. So we're on calendar number 4 here.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll figure out a way to get these buttons. I mean, I don't know about if you want them to be diagonal. Like
I think there's 5. I think there's 5 components. Well, I mean, these aren't videos, right? These are individual forms that I have set up for people. Okay.
So it looks like
I'd have to do there's like 5 calendar elements in. Yeah, so it'd be $12 a month. Way to make the 6 calendars kind of interlink as like a master calendar.
Yeah, if you have this all underneath one user, you'll be able to see all your calendars, and you can choose if you like want them to override each other or not. So that way you can see. And also, this is going to link into your Google Calendar, so you'll be able to see, for instance, like all your different calendars, and you can make the different appointments look different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So cool.
You gotta love Calendly, man. I mean, they definitely give you a pretty premium tool for a pretty good price. As far as these buttons go, we might want to rework their positioning, but I'm imagining that you want them to click these for
to have access to their documents, but like it's going to be different per user. So now that like we're talking, like I'm going to have to, I don't know how easy it's going to be to upload those forms on the back end for each individual person.
Well, to gather the information, you're going to want to do it in the Google form like we talked about. As far as
no, so I'm actually doing the supervisor references for them. So like during the resume revamp session phone call, which happens first, I'm going to get all the information and upload the resume, and I'm going to complete 2 references. I'm going to call 2 of the references and complete it, and then upload it here on these 2 bubbles. So like literally these 3 bubble, like when you see a bubble, like I connected the bubble with things that I would upload for the viewer to then be able to download and have. But now that, you know, since we've been talking, it doesn't sound like it's realistic.
What I've done in the past is for every customer I get, I create them a folder on Google Drive that only they have access to. And I just pull all their stuff into that folder, and I tell them to bookmark the folder on their browser or on their phone. So if they need access to any other docs, it's just like a couple thumb clicks away. And as you build out the CRM, understand that the CRM is for your team to have access to documents. It's not something that you're having your customers log into. You know what I mean? So we'll have to figure out what we can upload into the membership portal. I'm going to actually reach out to the developers who built the membership portal and also ask them like about some of this custom stuff, because maybe they have some code dumps that we can get for free. I always ask for stuff for free. I'm sorry. It's just my nature. And, but they might say, well, if you need to do this, you need to do that. But I'm thinking just off of this conversation. Hello?
Hey, I can hear you now.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
But what I was thinking is just start with the Google Drive for managing people for all your individual documents for the first couple customers you have. And then I'll go back to the membership people and say, hey, how can we upload PDFs to the portal so that members can go in and download it? Like I'd have to figure that out with the actual developers of the membership portal. Because we're going to be using.
Let me ask. Sorry.
No, that's my fault. What were you saying?
No, so just kind of like going off of some things that you said on this call about like Google being like really like easily implemented as far as Google Forms go. What if, is there a possibility to program it so that when someone makes an account through the website, it creates a Google Drive through my domain email address? Because my email address is connected to Google. So like dgrimes at Moxxi.Life, like I pay for that through Google. So like, is there any way that when someone makes an account or like pays for a service that it creates their own Google Drive on my domain?
Yes, it's I can do that with Zapier for you, or if we get this done, then you can do it. But if you want us to do it, it just would take us like an hour to set up. Essentially what this does is it'll link multiple pieces of software to each other. So first of all, I'd want to go in and see if we can make this link that way. And from there, if somebody signs up as a member, either if it's through your website or if it's through a Google form and they get pushed into the membership website, I'd have to see. Let me actually hold on. We're at the 50-minute timestamp. I want to make a note for that so that we can go back and figure that one out specifically. Okay. Because I do know how to do that. I just want to make sure that it links to your website properly to accomplish it. Because what we could do effectively is create a new customer folder, and inside that folder, start creating documents for you automatically. You know what I mean?
That would be great.
Yeah, it would take a little bit of finessing to figure it out. All right, player intel, same thing with this. We would definitely want to use the Google form. We could probably knock this all out in one Google form.
So so the thing with this though, so the left side, the client fills out, right, and hit submit. The right side is just essentially, I want people to be able to look at their portal and see where we're at with gathering the intel for the job, the careers they're wanting to pursue. Because when we gather this intel, it doesn't happen within 24 hours. It really just depends on like, is the decision maker, like, are they on vacation? What's going on? Like, I mean, it could take anywhere from like 1 day to like 7 business days. So I don't want people to be like, what are they doing? Like, I haven't seen anything. Like, so I just want some type of progress report that we can like, you know, tell them what's going on. So I don't know if that would be a Google form or if that would be something like a Zapier thing.
I would make your life easier on that side because it's a customer service and expectation component. Just tell them it's going to take you 7 to 14 days to get that part done so that when you return with that information, especially if you return early, that you seem ahead of schedule and then you can like do your next component. But to like have this populate live somewhere in the portal on the back end, not only is that definitely going to be a custom development thing, but it's going to potentially cause you issues with customers. You know what I mean? Like just set the expectation that you'll get it done in 14 days and then get it done in 7. And they're going to be like, whoa, you care about me type of situation. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then the resumes, again, this is just another Calendly, so not a big deal there. Interview training, another Calendly, not a
And the bubbles, the resume bubbles are where I would upload 3 versions of the resume, depending on the employers they're wanting or position and employers are wanting to go after. Each resume is gonna be customized to that employer. So like again, that's where I'd want to be able to upload a resume. And that's where the Zapier component comes into, right? Like just being able to upload those resumes into a folder.
they wouldn't just automatically appear in the dashboard on the back end. It would be on Google Drive. But yeah, you'd have the folder, you'd
Okay.
have those files on Google Drive, and then they'd easily be able to open them on their phone or on their computer and browse all 3. Because I know, like I'm looking at your PDF right now on Google Drive, and I'm able to easily see it and review it. That's probably the same experience you're going to want for your customers, so that they don't have to struggle to get to the information.
Okay. Yeah. So I may not, so like it may just be like one circle, the Google folder or whatever, where they can have their resumes.
Yeah, but you'd have to go into each individual person's like profile and try to figure out a way to add that link to each individual person. When I would just communicate that all through email and just have the links in the email so they can open it up directly from when they get that notification. Otherwise, you're going to have to go in here and keep customizing these pieces.
Okay. So what, but okay. All right. So the Zapier thing, I just feel like I'm not on the same page. So the Zapier, that creates a custom folder for people when they like it would allow like kind of like the connection of creating a custom Google Drive for people when they make an account, right?
It would make them a folder inside your Google Drive account.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Having these like literally removed to their folder on their dashboard, or like that same link kind of repeat through each step so that I'm not having to go in and upload it or do custom work on each profile. Does that make sense?
So, hold on, let's scroll back a little bit here. Somebody's going to book their career training schedule and they're going to go through the career training, and then you're going to instruct them to go to the next step while you're on that training. Okay.
Mhm.
Then they're going to do the career assessment step, which is a part of the journey where they fill out this information. And when they fill out this information on the form, what we could do is have it look up a specific folder and add that information to that file. And then as far as getting to the next step, once they submit this form, they're going to get redirected to this page to then book their next session. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I would focus on having as much of this content on the Google Drive as possible, because you'll have the option if you want, and we can make a button on the page for you to go into each individual.
I'm in agreement with you. Like I'm in agreement. I'm saying like, yes, I'll instead of like having individual buttons for each individual form or resume that we create, like I'm on the same page with you as just having it on that Google Drive that's auto created, but what I'm saying is that each step can have a link to that Google Drive. Right?
You still have to update something custom for each individual person. If you want your dashboard for each individual person to link to an individual Google Drive file, you'd have to manually update everything.
Okay, so Zapier doesn't make it to where each individual person, when they make an account, it won't just create their own Google folder on my drive automatically?
That will happen, but what you just said is there's going to be a link in the dashboard going to their individual drive. The answer is there can be if you want to go in and manually change each link for each person. The dashboard
So
and
there's
Google
no
Drive
way to
is
create.
separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I just thought that, yeah, I misunderstood. Like, so it'll create an automatic folder. I was just thinking like it would be cool if like a link to that folder generated somewhere on their portal, but you're saying that I would have to go in and give them that link, like really like actually put that link in there myself for everybody.
Yeah, and what I would recommend is just doing it as a part of your onboarding via email. Just say, save this email. This is like how you get to your drive. When you get to your drive, bookmark your folder. This is where your resumes will live. This is where all your progress will live. Make sure to keep it on your phone and desktop.
Okay. Okay, I'm on the same page now.
Okay, cool. So more forms on this deal. Every time a new form is submitted, we can create the new document with the Google Sheet. Resumes, going through the review to review the resume. It's fine. And they book that, and then they so like when they book this, what's the thank you page supposed to look like? Are you supposed to say, okay, well, we'll see you for our call, and then once you're on the call, you're going to tell them to go to the next step in their dashboard, which is like schedule your interview training?
Well, like so I'm so here's here's the thing. I can't scroll up. You scroll up. Each stage has like an employer intel. It has a completed button. Each stage has a completed button that they're supposed to hit that takes them to the next step. So like when they schedule the session, then I was wanting where it says employer intel session confirmed for, like I was wanting it to just like basically say the day and time that they selected as like a confirmation thing. And then I want that employer intel session completed button to be like faded out. And then the day after, like let's say they scheduled a session for Friday, February 5th at 10 a.m. I want that employer intel session completed to be, I want them to be able to click it after like 11, 12 p.m. or whatever the next time frame is, because it theoretically, if they actually attended the session, like they would they would have completed it within an hour after, right?
I mean, there's a lot of ways to slice that pie, but long story short, the calendar isn't going to cause the button to not be grayed out. Essentially, that button would live on this page, and that you could give instructions on the page, book your calendar, and then select this button. But then people will be able to select that button without booking the calendar if they decided to. You know what I mean?
But so there's no way that once they hit submit that button can then become clickable.
No. We could redirect them from the calendar to the next page. That's a possible option we could do. So
I
you
mean, yeah, I mean, something, yeah. I mean, some type of automation. If once they hit submit, if it redirects them, even to the your
okay.
journey page, I would prefer that just process of the
Calendly,
program.
yeah, Calendly allows you to select the confirmation page once you book, so Calendly can redirect for us. What page are we on? I mean, honestly, the rest of this really just looks, unless there's something else specific about these items that you wanted to go through, a lot of this just looks like more forms and more calendar stuff. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it is correct. But again, like the triggers, like I mean, my biggest concern right now is that, there's the your journey page and the rocket's I want the rocket to like, whether it moves or just reappears at the next step, I need that your journey page to be tied to what's being done on each of these individual pages, so that when they finish a page, like, so like for this page, for instance,
Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue because we're going to change.
It doesn't have to move.
Sorry, I don't know what just happened there.
What?
I don't know what just happened. I think my computer cut out. I was going to say, yeah, no, what you're describing is once they move up the different membership levels, the rocket ship's going to change. Okay.
Okay.
And then different forms, finish download here. We can work on getting this into the drive session.
So this is the second, but the empowerment sessions page would actually look like in the membership portal. So you know how like in the other section of this slide, it was the bright pink and purple section. When they click the empowerment sessions video, it said member or join now. If they're a member and they log in, it would take them to this page, or if they were to click join now, like this is what the empowerment sessions actually, what I want the page to actually look like. And I guess the topic request could be a Google form.
It'd be cool if we could make the topic request like some. Let me think about that. There's a couple cool ideas when it comes to that. I'm just wondering if we would need another piece of software for it or not. But getting you like real-time responses is something you could do in Zoom. You wouldn't need another piece of software. If somebody wanted to like send you a message on the Zoom thing, you know what I mean? Unless this is like before your session starts and you want someone to like send like, hey, what would you like to hear about on your session?
That's what that is. Yeah, that's what that is.
I would just make that. I would make this its own step because I feel like this is a super like cool thing. Because like when people get done with this whole process, you can be like, what do you want to hear about? And then you might get some really interesting answers. You might get no answers, but at least that way it's like a formal step versus like an option.
Okay. You mean like making it required?
No, not required. Like, hey, is there any topics you'd like for us to hear? And just make it like a step with a chat box. And then if they click next, whether they enter anything or not, then you know what I mean?
Are you talking about the videos on the YouTube channel?
I'm talking about this, but this right here.
Okay.
What are the empowerment sessions? I did it. Yeah, I mean, these are the things I'm wondering about what's going to be best for you to manage on your end. Because once we turn this over to you, it's going to be up to you how you manage this. But my only concern is if we set this whole thing up to be conditional based off of what happens every week, I'm just wondering how much manual work you're going to have to go and do to change all these things. And in my experience, when somebody wants to do this type of a thing, like 2 or 3 weeks out after doing it day in and day out, they either hire a team just to do something that, they might consider not doing, or they actually stop doing it themselves. So I'm wondering just if there's a way for you to bridge some of this outside of the portal and do it like in a private Facebook group so that's a little bit easier for you to manage. You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking like Russell Brunson, the guy who built ClickFunnels, Kat Howell, like a lot of the biggest people that use this type of stuff, like we're talking like millions in revenue just through portals like this, like proven systems. A lot of what they do is they just have people sign up for individual videos to say, hey, y'all, we're doing this on this date. If you want to join, click this link, and they post a link and they fill out their form and it schedules them on the calendar. It's not like all dynamic through the website. A lot of like if you go in and you become like a platinum member of Cat House course, which is like $5,000 a month or something, all of her back end is static. If she uploads a new module, it's static. Like she uploads it and that's it. It's not dynamically updating, but the dynamic component, she's like, hop into our Facebook chat. We're going to go over these things. This happens every Tuesday. This happens every Thursday, yada, yada, yada. Because she can also have assistants help her moderate the Facebook group. But for you to have to, I feel like some of this stuff, it's almost like you're going to have to become a web designer just to manage all these different things inside your portal.
I see what you're saying.
I like the idea. I don't want to like shoot down your dream. I hope that that's not what you think I'm doing here. I think that you can get to that point, but it's extensive. Dynamic updating features that are correlated between like a lot of third-party software. It's like you have to tie all that together somehow, and it's not like there's no plug and play solution for that.
I mean, I've got topics like planned out for quite a ways, but I mean, it could change, but like that's why I was asking you, like, how easy will it be for me to go in and upload another video to the website
That will be easy because that's
through
static
the YouTube
content.
channel?
That's static content. That's what I mean by static, meaning that once you do it, everybody can engage with it. New members will be moved to it. It'll be like the first time they've ever seen it type of experience for everyone. They can go back and view it again if they want, and you'll be able to see all the reporting metrics like Tom Wilson watched this video 3 times. And you'll be able to see all that, but it's the things like these dates inside the portal and stuff like that that I recommend you. I mean, honestly, the only thing I could think of with this much constant content coming out is like a private Facebook group. Like do one that's public so you can net people, be like, hey, come join like Moxxi.Life. But to get the premium content, there's a secondary Facebook group that's where you really manage your members, like weekly new content. And think about it, like where do people engage most? Like do people log into 10, 20 different websites a day? No, they log into like 2 or 3. It's like their email, the news, and Facebook or Instagram.
Okay.
Like how can you stay in front of your customers when they're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner? You know what I mean? Like how do you indoctrinate them to follow you? Like you're like leading them through this journey is to stay in front of them
So,
without them having to
so
do extra effort.
should, so I'm just trying to think, okay, so instead of like, should I link the empowerment sessions page to a private Facebook page then? So
That's a
that
good
when
idea.
they,
Yeah, I like that idea.
what?
I like that idea. I think that's a great idea.
Well, Mike, that's because you fed me that idea. That's why you think it's a great idea. But no, I wouldn't have said it. I think your idea is a great idea too, Mike.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like, do you have another idea other than this? Because I'm telling you that if you want to do dynamic on the back of your website, you're going to need more development dollars. I'm trying to save you money.
No, I know. Okay. Oh, and yeah, there was this, but I'm not going to be able to do that.
There might be we can look in this as far as what the individual updates are for each member and then figure out what we can customize about this, but it's not going to, we're going to have to figure out how to tie in the drive and that, and if there's a possibility for it. But I do believe that individuals will be able to receive notifications. Now, how you can customize an individual's notification directly to them through the membership portal, that's something that me and you can, once this is in development, go in and like just kind of like poke around and see what the extent of everything is. And it'll definitely set some light bulbs off in your head as to things that you can do that'll like help make this whole thing easier for you.
Can you scroll up for a second?
Yeah.
So, like, what the fuck?
What happened?
No, like there's supposed to be like a box underneath that. Like, I mean, that's okay. Like, fuck, like it just totally went away. Scroll up again, just one more page. So, like, I want people to be able to respond after an empowerment session and just like send a message about how they utilized it. I guess I could do that I could figure out a way to do that on the Facebook page, but I don't know. Like, cause like this links to the spotlight page. Does that make sense? Like when people click I did it, they're gonna say like how they actually implemented what they learned from an empowerment session, and then then we showcase those people on the spotlights page.
I don't know how I would be able to do that automatically. I mean, if someone gave you feedback, you could like go into that page and add their image and then add their information there like directly. which doesn't sound like a bad idea, but it wouldn't happen automatically.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I think what I should do for right now for like, let me see something.
I have to hop off. I'm sorry. I'm already like almost an hour late to my 4:30 call. But I will say this. I think that me and you can work together to make this work, and I can help you make money with this program so that you're set up to sell it and that like you can transact and that you can deliver your content. But and this is just me being frank with you. I think that you're trying to accomplish too much because you have this whole thing built out in your mind, but you don't have an unlimited budget. If you came to me and you're like, I have 25 grand, this is what I want. Don't tell me what you think, just make it. I'd be like, okay, well, let me break down all the hours for this, and then that sounds feasible. But I'm trying to look at you as like someone I've known from the past that's trying to build a company. I would love to help you with it, but you just don't have all the resources to do what you're asking for. And I really think that you're gonna turn this on. If I was to build it out for you, turn it on, and you start directing people to it, and you start generating revenue, and like 50% of this is due to change because you're going to get feedback. You're going to find out certain steps you could probably combine. Some things you can get rid of. You might want to add a few more things. So that's why I would say it's like, don't even, if you came to me with 25 grand, I'd say keep it. Let's get you started for 5 grand, generating 5 grand worth of revenue. And then if you want to do a 10 grand development, at least you have money coming in. So you know, you're not just like digging out of your savings account. That's my direct feedback to you. I'm trying to talk to you as like a friend. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, we can definitely do all of this. It's just like, I can't go net negative on a project either. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay, well, I'll let you go.
Sure. I'm going to send this video and the PDF to my web developer again and just let her know what's going on. And if she has any other additional feedback, I'll let you know. But I think that you have a fully operational business here that delivers a lot of value, and it's unique in the recruiting space. I think that you're really giving individuals the ability to like up their career versus just being like a general recruiter with like, you know, some lipstick on it. So I would like to see how this whole thing would pan out. If you're down to keep it simple and keep it within budget out of the gate, you know, we can make it look great and feel great, but it's just not going to have like all the bells and whistles at phase one.
Okay, so what would we need? What do I need to do to move forward and at least just get the project going?
I'm going to spec out a couple more things on the invoice. So it's not going to be just like a rolled together web design fee. I'm going to spec out the custom things you're looking for, like Zapier integration, Google Form integration, and things of that nature, so that me and you are on the same page with how much time and resources getting allocated to each part. I think that'll help you understand like where you're putting your money versus like just putting together a stack of money and giving it to someone. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right, that sounds fair.
Yeah. I hope you don't think I don't like your idea. I love your idea. It's just I want to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And I'll send you this recording. Send it to your friend. Have him listen to my feedback and get a second opinion. I always recommend it. Even if you go see a doctor, if a doctor tells you you're sick, go get a second opinion. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for your time again. I hope you know I don't usually spend this much time with people when I'm prospecting out their project, but I think that you definitely have something here. I'd like to see if there's something I could do to help you.
All right, I appreciate it, Mike.
All right. Have a good Friday. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, you too. Bye.